This from Pro Football Network. Offseason grades for each and every AFC team. For the Browns, they give them a C+. Browns let a few key players walk in free agency. They made up for it by addressing top needs in the draft. There isn't much to complain about, as Cleveland still has a loaded roster that hasn't seen much change since the end of the season. Tonight, I don't know. C+ is kind of low. You went out and you got Jerry Jeudy. You drafted Michael Hall Jr. Those are kind of two of the bigger areas where you've made additions that I thought were weaknesses.
Yeah, and when you look at what they've had in the offseason, obviously the biggest addition is Jerry Jeudy because he's a veteran, because he's got 4 years of NFL experience. You sign him to a 3-year extension, before he takes a snap in a Cleveland Browns uniform, even in practice. So I think with the grade, it kind of, for me and kind of what I'm seeing out of the draft grades in particular, it kind of comes down to just they just don't have a lot of high-value assets, not a lot of cap space to play with. They focus more on just kind of bringing the band back together in some ways. Obviously, adding Jerry Jeudy was a smart move, but they really didn't make too many big outside additions outside of him and Jameis Winston. And then the draft, obviously not having a pick in the top 50 is going to hurt the draft grade because there's just not a lot of not as many good players that are going to be available to you. So, I mean, I would give them better than a C+. I would say like a B+. It's not the flashiest offseason, but it's a solid offseason. We're just trying to continue adding to the team. But the biggest thing is guys getting healthy and guys being back next season.
Yeah, the other thing, you added Quentin Jefferson. That's a pretty decent upgrade at defensive tackle. You also added Jordan Hicks, which is an upgrade on the second level, and you've got younger guys you're developing. So I get it. It's not sexy, but they did improve that roster.